On day 4 of our Mighty Men, Most Loyal and Trusted devotional, we're going to be looking at a character called Shamar. He's defending what matters. 2 Samuel 23:11-12. It's talking about a faithful stewardship. Shamar, one of David's mighty men, is remembered for his courage for defending a seemingly insignificant field of lentils against the Philistines. While others fled, Shammah stood his ground and fought to protect what God had entrusted to him. His story teaches us the importance of faithful stewardship, valuing and defending even the small things that God has placed in our care. And the field of lentils are small but significant at first glance. A field of lentils might not seem worth risking one's life for. Yet Shammah recognized that this field was part of Israel's inheritance from God. Allowing the Philistines to take it would have meant surrendering what God had given to his people. In our lives, we may be tempted to overlook or undervalue the small fields God has entrusted to us, whether it's a job or a relationship or a ministry. Shammah's example reminds us that nothing is insignificant when it belongs to God. Faithful stewardship means treating even the smallest responsibilities with care and honour. So that it's about having the courage when others retreat. And when the Philistines attacked, everyone else fled, but Shammah stood firm. His courage wasn't based on a number of human strength, but on his trust in God's power and promise. And he understood that defending what mattered to God was worth the risk, even if he had to stand alone. There will be times when we feel like we're standing alone in defending our faith, values, and responsibilities. And Shammah's story encourages us to remain steadfast in trusting that God is with us even when others retreat. It's about God brings the victory. And the passage concludes with emphasizing that the Lord brought about the great victory. 2 Samuel 23:12. So while Shammah displayed incredible courage and faithfulness, it was ultimately God who secured the victory. And this reminds us that our role is to remain faithful and obedient while relying on God's power to bring success. And when we faithfully steward what God has entrusted to us, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, we can trust Him to bring about results far beyond what we could achieve on our own. So the value what God has entrusted to us reflect on areas of our lives where we may have overlooked or undervalued. And are there fields in your life, relationships, responsibilities, or opportunities that need your attention and care? So stand firm in faith. Like Shammah, be willing to stand your ground even when others retreat. And trust that God honours faithfulness and will stand with you as you defend what matters to Him. It's about relying on God for victory. Remember that success doesn't depend on your strength, but on God's power working through you. So commit your efforts to Him and trust Him for the outcome. Lord, thank you for the example of Shammah and his faithfulness in defending what matters to you. Help us to value and steward all that you have entrusted to us, no matter how small it may seem, and give us the courage to stand firm in faith when others retreat, and remind us that the victory comes from you, your hand alone. Empower us to be faithful stewards of your glory. Amen. Shammah's story challenges us to see the significance in every responsibility that God gives us, and encourages us to faithfully protect and nurture those things even when they seem small, and knowing that God is with us and will bring about victory through our obedience.